Picture Nerd here. Today we're going to draw the hand, and this time when we draw the hand I want to show you how you could actually move a finger or a thumb. And in this case I'm going to go and show you how we're going to move the thumb inward. So when I move my thumb inward on the hand, it's going to look like the rest of the fingers are going to be showing like the number 4. So it's a little matter of same thing as when we set up the original structure of the hand. We draw the circle, and then we draw in 4 sticks, and then the 5th stick represents the thumb, and then we draw in the little circles, and then each circle represents a joint in the hand. And you notice that in this case for the thumb joint, it's slightly larger because while you may not have a actual larger joint in there, the larger circle represents the opposable thumb that you have. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and finish out making the little circles. And in this case, we notice that I didn't quite like the way the line was going, so I just drew another line. And then always remember just to go ahead and draw fast and light. And in this case, I'm just going to flesh out the circles for the thumb here, the joints there. And we see that the proportion looks pretty good for a hand. And I'm just going to show you that I want to move where I want to move the thumb. So just kind of arcing inward into the hand and then into the palm of the hand. So I'm just going to draw another line to show you where I want that to go. So, and I might as well just use this as a guideline and draw in my joints in there. So I was going to put in a little stick in there to represent where I want the thumb to be, and I'm just going to draw in the little circles to represent the joints. And let's go ahead and put another one for the end, and then the ending circle, that's going to be like where the fingernails would go. So essentially, we're going to go ahead and just erase out the lines that we don't need anymore. And pretty much happy with where the thumb is going to push into the palm of the hand. And then we see that the rest of the fingers are showing the number 4 there. So remember, work fast, work lightly, and then work quickly. And we'll start erasing out the lines that we don't need. Now, generally, when you draw out the circle here that represents the hand, where do you put the arm? And I would say I just generally draw in a center line right in the circle, and then about halfway I draw in 2 additional lines to represent the outside of the arm. So I tend to, what's kind of funny is I tend to look at my own hand when I do this to see where it's at and how it compares to the rest of the hand or the palm of the hand. And you could agree or disagree, but I just kind of eyeball how this one would work. There's no good and set guideline or hard and fast guideline into how you would determine out how you draw the hand. And all I could say is just aesthetically, is just if it looks appealing or if it looks like it feels right. So once again, feel free to start flushing out the rest of the hand. In this case, I'm just going to go and start flushing out the rest of the pipe here. So I'm going to flush out the first finger. And I'm just going to flush out the second half of the fingers there. And it's kind of messy because I'm just kind of sketching as I go down there. And always remember that if you work lightly enough, you could always go back and erase. And you don't have to get the you don't have to be able to draw like a straight line to draw organic shapes and figures like a human hand. So here we are. Let's flush out the pinky here. And let's see, we'll get that one in. And not too happy with the base of the hand here, so we'll start flushing out where I want the base of the hand to connect there. And of course, we're going to go ahead and flush out the thumb a little bit more. So to me, it feels like this is the position where the thumb could curl in and push against the palm of the hand. And we'll go ahead and start flushing that out. And even though you might get your pipes in position, there is always a little bit of work in thinking about how the tissue is going to connect. So once again, I'm going to go back in here and just erase out the guiding underlying guide skeleton there. So let's go ahead and erase that. And as I erase here, I'm going to get towards the top part of the fingernail, and not too happy with the way the fingernail looks actually. So I'm going to go back and attempt to redraw it now that most of the hand is actually drawn in, or more of the thumb element now is drawn in. I'm just going to go back and erase a little bit more until I could kind of figure out how I want the fingernail to look. The fingernail is kind of actually curved up a little bit, so I'm going to have to go and do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to erase out the some of the framework lines here. And it would help me kind of visualize that a little bit better. If you get to see the big picture, you could know where the small detail elements would tend to go. So it's another little tip there. Think big picture, then start to think in terms of the small little detail elements as you go along in your drawings. So also sometimes you might over erase, and if you over erase, you could go ahead and feel free to draw on the frame and supporting skeletons again as well. So you notice now, because this is the back of the hand, I don't see the fingernails. So I'm just going to erase out where the fingernails would be, and they become the base of the hand there. Usually I would put in fingernails in there, but because of where the thumb is at, anatomically this would have to be the base of the hand there. So we'll go ahead and erase those. And generally there's a when you're working with just kind of graphite pencils, I would say if you draw, I would tend to draw with like a little harder lead pencils, and I also like well, you know, like you don't have to draw with pencils. There's also erasable pens as well too that you could use. If you're drawing for comic books, I would use a non-photo reproductive blue pencil, and you don't necessarily need to erase with those kinds of pencils, but you do need to figure out where you want to draw the lines in a little bit thicker. So here I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to kind of flush out where I want the fingernail to go, and there we are. Still just not quite happy with the fingernail for the thumb. I'm going to make it a little bit more foreshortened. Foreshortened just means just a little bit shorter from the perspective view. So just going to go back in there and flush that in a little bit more. And that's looking better, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the rest of the thumb there. And now I'm just going to go make up little touches, and I think I'm just going to erase out the bottom part of the frame for the arm there, and also just erase out some lines that support out the hand, And pretty much this is it, how you would draw a thumb folded into the hand.